Yo, what is up, people? Welcome back to another Escape from Tarkov video. My name is Miniman, and I just want to go through what I think are some very, very important things that are going to get you ready for the official release of Escape from Tarkov on November 15th. Before we actually dive into the full video though, guys, I do just want to apologize for the state of my beard, my face, my hair, and everything. I have very recently just became a dad. I have a 2-week-old son called Miles. He's chilling downstairs, which have obviously restricted the amount of streams I've been able to do recently, but fingers crossed we'll be back to normal very, very soon, streaming 10 a.m. till 5 p.m. UK time over on Twitch. Please come and check it out. So, a quick little background on me as a Tarkov player. I have over 9,500 hours in the game. I've been playing since January of 2020. I've hit Prestige 4 this particular wipe. I've achieved Kappa every wipe ever since I've started playing the game. I would class myself as somebody that seems to know quite a lot, maybe a little bit too much. Maybe I need to go outside and do some other stuff. But yeah, Tarkov is life at this point. I genuinely love this game, and I cannot wait the full release. Before I get into some of the on-screen examples of the things that I want to talk about, guys, the very first tip that I want to tell absolutely everybody, whether you are new, old, coming to this game from the new Steam release, etc., you are going to die a lot in Escape from Tarkov. Whether you're coming up against somebody that's played the game as much as I have, or whether you are coming up against literally a level 1 with a couple of hours in the game, it is so easy to die in this game. The scavs are good, the bosses are good, other PMCs, it can literally take one bullet to the face. That is Tarkov. Okay, so get used to it. You are going to die. Please don't just accuse everybody of cheating. Yes, there's cheaters in this game. There's cheaters in absolutely every game. But please just understand that you are going to die a lot. So if you're going to get involved in this game, please give it a go. Put in the time, and you will improve. Like I say, that's coming from somebody that's tried the game as much as I have, that's played it for this long. You will improve. You will learn things. And that's what it's all about. That's one of my tips later on in the video, is to learn from your deaths. Not just accuse the person of doing something wrong. Analyze it, work it out. Let's get into it. So one of the first things you guys want to do before you go diving into any raids, getting yourself involved in anything, is to learn the maps the best that you possibly can. Learn the extracts, learn where to go and where you're going to get into these gunfights, the hot zones, etc. The best way to do this is to click on your PMC. You go in, you choose whichever map, then you click the time zone, and you tick this box, enable practice mode for this raid. You can then click game settings. You can turn the AI amount down to none, as they would be in online, low, medium, high, horde, etc. You can change their difficulty, you can turn the bosses on and off, and this is a perfect way to learn how to actually maneuver your way around the map and just learn the extracts, basically. Obviously, you're not going to know where the scavs are going to spawn if you have them all turned off. Then you want to go over to the Tarkov wiki. You have all these interactive maps here. So these are all the maps that are within the game. Obviously, there is going to be a new map called Terminal, which I'm also going to have to learn. I'm very excited to actually have a new map come into the game as well. But you can click on these, and they have a key all down the side. It tells you the PMC spawns, the scav spawns. It tells you absolutely everything, all the different keys, key spawns and stuff like this, the different floors within the buildings. If this looks a little bit overwhelming, there is a guy who is absolutely incredible. I think it's announced Rima. Probably said that wrong, but he does these sort of like more 3D style maps and just makes everything a little bit easier to understand and to see. Honestly, this guy's maps are absolutely incredible. So if you just type in Rima on Google, you can click on Rima maps, and then you can literally click on any of the maps. And honestly, the detail this guy puts into his maps is absolutely incredible. Go check him out. Go check these maps out, as well as the actual Tarkov wiki. They will help you out massively. The next little tip that I'm going to give you guys, as much as I actually do recommend playing as a solo in this game, even though, like I say, you are going to die a lot, if you do play as a solo, it means that any audio cue and any movement that you see, you know to act upon it. Instead of having to double check with the person that you're playing with and saying, oh, was that you? Was that you? I do actually recommend when you're first starting out in Tarkov to play as a solo. But if you do want to play as a duo or with friends, please try and find yourself an experienced player to play with. Somebody that's going to understand the game and actually be able to help you out. If you are running around as a duo or a trio and you're all totally brand new to this game, you're just going to get mowed down. You're not going to understand the audio cues. You're going to get confused between who is who. Obviously, friendly fire is a thing in this game. There is no art. Well, there's armbands, but there's no like real recognition of knowing who's on your team. It all comes down to perfect and precise communication. And if you are new, you are not going to know these comms. You are just going to get lit up. So when I say experienced people, I have a friend called That Friendly Guy. He's played this game just on this account alone for 7,000 hours. I have other friends here that have played this game for over 10,000 hours. Like I say, me, myself, I've played the game for 9,500 hours. There's plenty of other streamers out there that have a lot of hours in the game. But if you want to learn and you don't have an experienced friend to play with, come check out the streams. Like I say, I do stream over at twitch.tv/iminiman, 10 a.m. until 5 p.m. UK time. Come over, ask questions, jump in the Discord. I'm more than willing to help. Obviously, when the game first wipes and we get this 1.0, I am going to be absolutely grinding out the quests, but I will be willing to help other people in chat. And there'll be people in chat wanting to jump in raids together as well that do have experience, so feel free to get involved, all right? Please do. Now, for anybody that doesn't know, within Tarkov, there are two different people that you can play as. You can play as your PMC, or you can play as a scav. I'm going to quickly show you what a scav is. So what this does is, as you load in, you can pick whatever map you want, and you will load in just with any random gear set that the game provides you. The idea is, as a scav, a scavenger, is to go in, grab as much loot as you possibly can. You can obviously get involved. You can kill other players. You can kill other scavs, but nowadays there is a scav karma feature within the game where it actually will cause you to get shot by other scavs if you do that. So as a new person, if you're brand new to the game, I would advise not killing other scavs. And obviously the way to differentiate between a scav and a PMCs normally look like they're soldiers. They're running around, they're all juiced up, they've got better guns, better armor, etc. And a scav will look like this guy with his little sunglasses on, his army cap, etc. This is the kit that I'm about to spawn in with. A tank battery. Immediately I'm going to drop this on the floor. If I was to actually do the scav raid, this will cause my scav to be extremely heavy and I won't be able to move. But a scav is basically just a way of getting free loot, free kits, free guns. Everything here is zero risk, 100% reward. Whatever I manage to extract from this raid with, I get to keep and then use on my PMC. So if you're fresh to this game and you're struggling, scav. As much as I personally don't like scavs as someone that's played the game for a long time, I would strongly recommend use your scav, go out there, get that loot, and then transfer it over to your PMC and get back into those raids. Right, so guys, I've now loaded into an offline raid like I showed you all earlier. There is no way for me to die, be shot at, or anything like that. So I want to try and quick fire off a couple of tips that are super, super important. And obviously the game can feel super overwhelming to begin with, so I'll try and simplify it just that little bit. Make sure that whatever gun you are using, you have it on the correct fire mode. Obviously, if you are using a semi-automatic or something like that, that is totally fine. With any full auto weapon, you're going to want to run it full auto. So go into your keybinds. I'm not going to get into a big keybind video right now. If you want me to do that, feel free to leave a comment down below. Keybinds are different depending on the person. I use a Logitech G502X Lightspeed mouse, so I have so many keybinds on the mouse. This game is crazy in depth. There's a lot of keybinds, so I would advise don't copy other people. Find what's comfortable for yourself. All right, but that's a separate topic. Anyway, make sure your gun is on the correct fire mode. So I have it just as pressing B by itself, and that will say full auto in that bottom corner. If I double tap B, it will switch to full auto. That will also make an audio cue, so just be aware that if you're in a raid and you have somebody near you, they may hear that. Okay, so make sure your gun's always on full auto. I just have this set, so if I just press B, he checks it, there's no audio. Perfect. Next one, you will see over here your character has multiple different health bars, different areas, their legs, their arms, etc, etc. If your thorax hits 0, you die. Some weird reason that's not always the case, but pretty much if your thorax hits 0, you will die. Same as your head, if that hits 0, you die. There is the very rare occasions where that doesn't happen. Not actually too sure why, but you pretty much, if that does happen, get out of the raid ASAP, because if you randomly take any kind of damage, you will die straight away. Or if you get hungry and stuff, like down here, hungry, or you need water, it's actually underneath my camera. You can see the 85 here. This is my energy. So you have to make sure that you're eating and drinking. This is one of the tips. Me and a close friend of mine, that friendly guy that I showed earlier, A, B, C, D. Always be chowing down. Make sure that no matter what, especially when you're first starting out and you are low level in this game, your skills will be super low level, that you are literally eating and drinking everything that you find in the raids. Just keep your energy and your hydration up, because if this ticks all the way down, your stamina won't regen and you will die. You will literally die from not regenning these things. So the next one is to learn the bullets that are within the calibers, which again can feel super daunting. Trust me, it's not once you start to understand it. To begin with, it is, but I'm using a 545 by 39 caliber weapon. It says it here, and these 3 bullets are those. Each bullet, when you double click on it, the tips look slightly different. Obviously, it has the penetration and damage stats. When I first started playing this game, these things weren't in the game. They have been recently implemented, which is super helpful for new players. But right here, your penetration and your damage stats are here. And then you can see from the color of the tip. So I would be able to literally look at the color of a tip of a bullet and know what that bullet is, even if I didn't really look at it. So if I click on a magazine and then I do this, obviously this doesn't tell me, but I could do this and see that these rounds are BP. So if I was to unload, these have a red tip, which is this bullet here. This is a BP round. These ones will have green tips. They're tracer rounds. So when you shoot this, it will literally fire a green tracer. My advice is to try and learn the bullets within the calibers, the color of the tips of the bullets, so you know which ones are best, which ones to focus on, which ones to loot, and which ones do the most damage and penetration. Now, diving back into the healing situation. Now, this one is very, very in-depth, but genuinely, once you just come to terms with which heals you're going to run, it does make things a lot simpler. So, you can get light bleeds and heavy bleeds within this game. Bandages, army bandages, etc. They will heal your light bleeds. It tells you how long it takes to use one. An S-March is a one use that will stop a heavy bleed. And a heavy bleed, it's quite literally what it says. You will bleed out a lot faster. And a Calloc, a hemostatic, will have 3 uses. So it does the same as the S-March. It does it quicker and you get 3 uses. These won't actually heal any of this. So if this was down to like 30, it won't do anything. All it will do is stop the bleed. Then you have to use a form of healing. So this has 100 HP of like total. So you could use this and it would help to heal. Then you have IFAKs. These will stop bleeds, both types of bleeds, as well as heal. But if you were to stop a heavy bleed with this, it will use up 210 of its HP out of the 300. So you really don't want to do that. You want to use something like this to stop the bleed, then switch over to your IFAK, AFAK, Salewa, car med kits, all these types of things. There's so many different types in the game. But like I say, it will feel so much simpler once you play the game. A Grizzly down here does everything. It has an 1800 HP. It stops heavy bleeds, light bleeds. It removes fractures if you break a leg, break an arm, something like that. It does everything. So a Grizzly kit is amazing, but they're a little bit on the expensive side. An Alu Splint here is what stops or fixes fractures, but like I say, you will start to understand it all a little bit more. To be honest, these remind me of the old sweets that I used to eat as a kid called a Sidewinder. But yeah, here we go. That's one of them. And then your painkillers. So what a painkiller does, if you fracture your leg in this game, you will begin to hobble. And trust me, it is brutal. If you start hobbling, you are going to struggle big time. So you want to make sure that you're always carrying different types of painkillers. An anal gin, as we call it. These literally only last for 80 seconds. So not very long whatsoever, but they're good to just keep popping, but they will destroy your hydration. That's why you then have to always be chowing down. All these things are linked up and stuff. So make sure that you're carrying enough painkillers. You can get Vaseline, you can get ibuprofen, you can get Golden Star, you can get so many different types of painkillers. They pretty much all do the same thing. Just keep an eye on the actual stats of what they do. Then stims. Now, stims are my personal favorite. I live on stims. I'm hoping for 1.0 they don't bring in some kind of like addiction, which they have said in the past they're going to do, but we'll have to wait and see. You can literally pop a morphine stim, and that will last for 300 seconds of painkiller effect, which is amazing. Obviously, again, it will affect your hydration and your energy, but absolute dream. And this one here is a personal favorite, a Propitol. I don't think I have my IRL Propitol nearby, but I have one of these stims and another stim called an SJ6, which increases your stamina. They are my 2 favorite stims in the game. But please, as a tip, get to know your stims and which ones do what and how effective they can be, because these will save your life. Honestly, this particular one, it gives you the painkiller effect, but it will also regenerate your health over a period of time. So you can pop this if you're injured, reposition, and you will gain health whilst under the painkiller effect. It's amazing. Now, the last few little tips I want to give you guys is within your stash. Again, a super new feature that they added is the search function. Anybody that normally watches my stream that's going to be watching this video will laugh, because I actually always forget to do this because muscle memory from over the years, I just forget to do this, okay? But there is now actually a search function where you can click up here and then you can click like weapons and it will show you all the weapons in your stash, bags, bullets, meds, etc. Makes gearing up a lot easier and seeing what's in your stash a lot easier. So please use the search function as much as I don't. And within your stash now, you are able to lock things in place. Now, again, this is a fairly new feature, but it just means that when you are doing quests and certain tasks in the game that require you to hand over certain items, instead of you accidentally using them for something else, there is a hideout within the game, which if you want me to do a separate video on, I can do. But these are more like tips and tricks for in-raid things. Make sure that you are locking items that are needed for quests in your stash. So there is a case here called a scav junk box. I'm able to put certain items into here. I don't know if I've got any. Yes, so some of these posters that I've got from Prestigion, and if I wanted to, I can pin them Or if I fully want to lock them in place, I can press L and lock it. And by locking it in place, it quite literally means that if I was to have a quest that said hand over 6 wires and I'd locked the wires in my stash, it won't even say that I have wires in my stash. It will literally restrict you from handing them in until you unlock them, and then the game will be like, oh, okay, he has wires. It's just a way of making sure that the things that you have locked are super secure within your stash, and you don't accidentally end up like handing them in or selling them to somebody or something by accident, then have to go searching for them again. So really cool feature. Use your search function and make sure that you are locking / pinning items within your stash ready for future quests. Quick side note, if you want to know what items you're needing for quests, there is stuff all over the wiki, stuff on Reddit. So unless things change, which I think they probably will, people like myself and many others, we literally know the items we have to like hold back, ready to literally hand in as soon as a quest unlocks. But I'm pretty sure all that stuff is going to change, so I won't really point you in the direction of those images just yet. If when 1.0 releases, I will then date the description and add in the links down there just in case. But for now, I think they'll change everything. Now, the last tip, the very last tip that I can give you guys, but I'll do this as kind of like a two-parter, is learn from your deaths. As I said earlier, you will die a lot in this game, no matter how many hours, no matter how much effort, no matter your map knowledge, your aim, whatever you think your skill level is within FPS games and shooters, you are going to die a lot. But please learn from those deaths. Don't just think, oh, he did this, he did that. Obviously, there's times where you're going to get a little bit frustrated, but learn from those deaths. Make sure you're checking different corners. When you die from somewhere, go, oh, okay, that's an area where someone's going to be chilling. They might be prone, they might be crouched. There are times where you can literally not help the death. There's nothing you could have done differently. You've progressed across an area, you've been caught out, nothing you can do. But a lot of the time you can learn. You may have made a bit too much audio, you may have ran in a place where you shouldn't have ran, you may have just recently shot a scav and gave away some audio, so a guy is literally pitched up his little tent ready to catch you off guard. But try and learn from your deaths, and don't just turn around and be like, oh, he's cheating. Okay, like, it's so frustrating as someone that's put thousands of hours into the game when people just accuse every death of a cheater. Admittedly, the cheaters in the game, okay, I'm not going to get onto that topic, but it's not as bad as people make out. All right, every game has cheaters. We just have to move on. The reason it affects us so much in Tarkov is because everything we take in, we then lose. So it is frustrating, matching times, things like that, but separate topic. Now, like I say, two-parter with this tip. The last part, have fun. Just have fun, and don't think that you're behind everybody because Mr. Streamer Man is already level 50 and has all these things, and he's found 27 lead X's and he's doing all this, that, and the other. Everybody on this game moves at their own pace. Everybody in this game is going to do things differently and play differently. Just enjoy it. This game has genuinely changed my life. This game has put me in a position where I get to make videos and stream pretty much for a job. I love this game. I'm praying 1.0 gives us something extra from what I've been playing for the last 5-6 years. And I'm super excited. So please just give it a chance, have fun and enjoy it. And like I say, don't get so fixated on what you see on Twitter, on Reddit, different people's streams. Just enjoy the game. All right. If you enjoyed the video, guys, please leave a comment down below. I hope I haven't rambled too much. I do like to yap quite a lot, but I hope everything that I've told you has been helpful. Please leave a comment, like I say, like the video, subscribe to the channel, and come check me out live, like I say, twitch.tv/iminiman, 10 a.m. till 5 p.m. UK time. That would be very much appreciated. Hopefully I'll see you there. Much love. Peace.